This here is an Equinox 6 foot, which is a lie because it's 2 meters, DJ booth. And it has a Starcloth, and it's f***ed. So today we're going to answer that age-old question. Does the Ultimax Starcloth fit on the Equinox DJ booth? So, first things first, let's take a look what's in the box. So, we get a black bag. So you get an instruction manual. What's not an instruction manual? It's a QR code. We'll just put that down there then. So, comes with transformer. So yeah, got some fancy buttons on here. Won't worry about that just yet. So yeah, Trucon power in, fused, on off switch, and then you've got DMX in and out, and I believe the 5-pin DMX style connector is going to be for the Starcloth itself. So yeah, it actually comes with a power lead. And it's got a fancy tie on it as well, look, so you can put it away nice, neat and tidy and all that. That's if you can get it out in the first place. So yeah, power lead. Oh yeah, so this here, this is obviously the, should we call it the signal data lead? So this will go basically out of this, which, yeah, it is a 5-pin. So that's gonna come out of there like that. And it's also got a fancy tie on it. And then that's gonna go into the Starcloth. Now what I like about this already is that this is not attached to the Starcloth, because on the Starcloth what came with that, the lead's attached to the Starcloth, and basically the connector, which is not one of these connectors, it's a different type of connector, has been soldered a few times because it's fell apart a few times, because when you got a lead like this hanging off your Starcloth, it tends to catch on things. So the fact that this is detachable is good. What you also get in here is loads, and I mean like absolutely loads of sticky back Velcro. And that is because, unlike the Equinox Starcloth, which basically hung over the 2 ends, and then you had those little tie things that you had to come up, put on, and when you got to put them on the one end and you go around the other end, it won't reach. This here is going to go, well, I'm assuming it's going to go on the inside, and that's going to overlap and stick onto it. Well, not stick onto it because it's not permanent. It's going to overlap and Velcro onto that. I think. You ever do things and wish you hadn't done them? Yeah, that can go over there. Right, so what we got here, the Starcloth. So, same as what I used to do with that. I'm going to put the black Starcloth on it, and then if I want white, which is most of the time because it's a wedding, I have a lycra screen what will go over it, so this will be kind of like the undercoat so that you can't see through the lycra, and then the lycra will go over there and it will kind of diffuse the LEDs. But the thing I did find with the Equinox one when I used it just black, the LEDs were very, 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 very piercing bright, and you couldn't dim them. Apparently with this controller, which I don't know if it's true yet, but it does say on the internet dimmable, you can dim them. So we're going to try that. So yeah, that is the Starcloth, and yeah, it's definitely a very nice quality is it molten, whatever you call it, material. Yeah, it's a very nice material. I think what I'm going to have to do is get that out and see how it goes on. Hello. So, Starcloth. No room. We'll do that side, but we can't do that side because we can't get around that side yet. So let's see how this goes on. I'm guessing all this Velcro here is going at the top, and it's yeah, it's basically maybe 8 centimeters there. So I think you could basically overlap this and put this on the back, like round there, with that round there, and then overlap this over. And if you wanted to be thorough, you could probably put it on the top and on the front as well, and then it definitely won't come off. But let's just put it on the back to start with. Well, let's just see how it fits. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so this joint here, I'm going to say that goes on a corner. So we're just test fitting at the moment because we haven't put any Velcro on. So yeah, that lines up with that, and I hold it. You know what? It pretty much lines up at the other end. Now, to be honest, I knew that was probably going to happen because what I did was do diligence, and I went on the interweb and I got the dimensions of the Ultimax frame. This is not the Ultimax frame, it's the Equinox frame, and I measured basically from there up to there on here, and it was the same. And I measured the width, and that was the same, and I measured the depth, and that was the same. But the dimensions they gave for it folded up were different, but that doesn't matter because we're not using it folded up. So the only other thing is basically if that's folded over there, does the bottom sits flush. So I think what I've got to do is put the Velcro on and find out. So when you need a tool, you have to think, where did I last use it? And it wasn't there. Yep, there they are. So we take our Velcro, find the end of it, and hopefully it's the right thick, it's the same thickness as that, which is really good. And we're going to put, yep, we're going to cut that there. So that one's going on there. Now what I'm going to do right now, because like normally I wouldn't do this because that'd be intelligent, I'm going to measure one for the other side, because let's face it, well, I might be wrong because it is Chinese, but theoretically it should be the same at the other end. So that's the other side. We're going to put that over there, and then we're going to forget we put it over there, and we'll just make another one. Now the way you put this on is like when you basically put transfer stickers onto something, like vinyl. Like when you're vinyl wrapping, you kind of peel it out from underneath as you go along like that. What you probably should do is clean the surface first, but you know what, didn't do that. And also you should watch what you're doing, otherwise you'll just come up like there. Like that. It's like it was meant to be. And smooth that on there and it burns your hands like sandpaper. So that's on there, cool. So I'm going to put one along the front. Obviously there's a join there, so I'm going to cut them for these bits here. And then that one over there. And then I'm going to put it on and then see what happens with this end here, because it's either going to wrap round here, wrap round on there, or sit on there, and I don't really know yet, so I'm going to find out. All around there, look, all done. Not going to lie, I screwed up here, there, I'm like 10mm short of that edge there, and that one I'm 10mm short of that edge days, because I screwed up once and I copied and pasted it over there, but I'm sure that that there is not going to fall down, all that. So I've got the front on. This is not the front, this is the side. Now you notice on the Velcro here, obviously there's a seam there, and there is a seam line. Well, there was on the front anyway, where that bends over there. So what I've used is that line there as my level for basically how high up it goes. And then that goes on like so. So obviously now if we come round this side, that is overlapping quite a bit, but the Velcro goes basically all of that, so that's on that Velcro there. Obviously you see it's overlapping there as well. As you can see this, well, basically I reckon I could put Velcro on the end of that there, because that will go round there. And if we come down the bottom, you can see there's Velcro on there. So basically I could put a run of Velcro on there, that will stretch down to there. So basically once it's on all the tops, you basically just Velcro the bottom on and then pull it round and Velcro the ends on. So this side will be the same size as the other side and also the same size as over there. So I can cut that there, safe in the knowledge that it's gonna work. Now I can make another one to the other end. Cool. So what a normal person would do is they would go round there and put this on, except, yeah, round there is not really an option at the moment, so I'm not going to be a normal person. I'm going to struggle instead, so put that on there. That is actually this easy. Scissors. And there we go. That is that on. So what I did do is I got this side so I could pull it round and get this line level with the end there and then fold it right back on itself. However, when I come round this side, then yeah, I could only just get at the back of there. So I've kind of adjusted it all along and all along the top. So yeah, that's a fun task. So I was going to put Velcro on here, but I don't think I'm going to put it here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the end and also on that bit there. So kind of I can find the best fit between there and there, because every time I put this on, it's going to go on slightly differently. So I know I said I was going to put it on here and then round there. Well, basically change of plan, that's all what's left. So it's down here on the back, but not on there, or not on there. So yeah, that's on. Basically, you just got to find the best fit for it, because it's slightly more this way than it is that way this time, but next time it might be the other way. So from the front, yeah, that fits nicely there, that fits nice in that corner there. This line here lines up with that, so yes, I measured that height, full height, that and that, but this here also lines up, so that is very good. It does fit nice and tight around here. Obviously getting it on and off with the Velcro is going to be fun, but the Velcro eventually will become less Velcro-y and it will be easier to get it on. But yeah, that is currently looking very nice. Yeah, fits nice flush down the bottom there, and there's quite a lot of overhang here, so yeah, you can bring a bit round here if you need a bit more down there. So the question is now, where the f do I put that? Because yeah, can't seem to find any things hanging out anywhere to plug it into. I might have to go online and use that QR code. Okay, so we had a little feel around a while, and yeah, there's a box there, so I'm guessing somewhere. There she is. And then the 5-pin one on the back of here. And then we've got our Trucon, which is basically a posh power con. And I've never used a Trucon before, so lucky me. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you see this here? That should be tightened up, but it's not from factory. So yeah, that's in that's currently in the off position, so we can plug it in, and then we can turn it on. Ta-da! Wow, that's on, and it's got no DMX because we haven't connected any DMX. We can do DMX if we want to, but we're not going to bother with that for now. So yeah, so that obviously just chooses to set the DMX. So let's see, yeah, so that's in a macro. That's various programs. Yeah, cool. What I would like is a static colour. Let's go with scene alone. I'm assuming that just basically means it's on. Oh, cool. Yeah, so we've got enter there. And then we've got a dimmer menu. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go around the front and see what it's actually doing. Well, around the front, I'm going to bring that controller around in a minute and I'll play with it. But all the LEDs are on, which is more than I can say for that Equinox thing there. And they're very bright, so I'm hoping that there is a dimmer, which I think there is. Well, I say they're all on. I haven't looked round here yet. Yeah, that seems to be working as well. So yeah, all working as far as I can see. We're in scene alone, which one assumes means standalone, which basically means all the LEDs are on. Whether you can sort of narrow that down to less, I don't know. So we've got dimmer and menu, and it says free. So maybe. Oh wow, yeah. Right, dimmer. Oh, so it's on 255. So you've actually got a full 0 to 255, I believe. Yeah, full 0 to 255. So basically like a full DMX fader of dimmerness. So yeah, if we take that right down, look at that. Because that's perfect, because on my other Starcloth, it's basically all or nothing. Well, it was when it worked, and then it was kind of like all or nothing on one side and then fuck all on the other side. And on the black cloth without the white over it to diffuse it, that was very, very, very bright and in your face. But this here, look, I mean, it only needs to be like that bright, really. Look, 35 out of 255. You can look right at that, and it's not blinding you. Yep. Okay, that. Perfect. Yeah, so let's, oh yeah, it's kind of reset to something. Yeah, it's reset to full whack because I didn't, I assume I'm supposed to have pushed enter at some point. So let's dim that back down again. Maybe not to 40 this time. Let's go, yeah, that'll do. Right, so if I push enter now, saving. So now the dimmer is on basically that. So it said it saved it. So if I turn that off, and then I'll put it back on, loading, it's remembered, which that's brilliant, because basically just plug and play, innit? So let's have a quick menu and escape. So obviously that's to go back, and this is scrolling through the menu. So you've got program. So this is program 1, which it's sound. So we need some sound. So yeah, that's obviously just variations of different routines which are sound to light. So yeah, that does that. We've got macros, which I guess runs for all the things. We've got a address, which is going to be DMX, and then standalone. And then when you standalone, you've got a dimmer menu. So obviously we had dimmer, we've already done that. What else we got? Oh, so I'm assuming that I'm not gonna mess it up, so I'm not gonna faff about it. But you can choose different groups of the LEDs and have them on different brightnesses, if you'd ever want to do such a thing. You got a strobe there. I won't bother with that either. So there's a dimmer. So yeah, we'll come out of that. We're gonna leave that in that, and that is basically what we're gonna do with it.